Ladies and gentlemen, we stand at the edge of a profound realization, a truth that has been whispered through the ages but is seldom fully embraced. You are the creator of your reality. The problems you face in life, the obstacles that seem insurmountable, the struggles that appear unending, they are all shadows cast by the inner world of your assumptions and beliefs. And once you understand this, truly understand it, you will know that you hold the key to solve every single one of your problems. What if I told you that the outer world is nothing more than a reflection? A mirror that shows you the contents of your consciousness. The world does not exist independently of you. It is shaped, molded, and colored by the thoughts you habitually think, the assumptions you continuously make, and most importantly, the feelings you allow to dominate your inner world. Your outer life is the result of the invisible processes of your mind. Think of every problem you now face. Whether it is financial, relational, or even physical, they are not random occurrences, they are the direct offspring of your inner state. To change the outer, you must first change the inner. There is no other way. So how do we begin to solve these problems? By living in the end. Do not wait for circumstances to change before you feel the joy, peace, or fulfillment you seek. You must feel it first. Assume that your desire is already fulfilled. Alive from that place mentally and emotionally, and the world will bend to match your inner conviction. Consider this: if you seek abundance, do not approach it as something outside of you, something that must be attained. Instead, assume the feeling of being abundant right now. Feel the gratitude, the relief, the satisfaction of already having what you desire. This shift in consciousness is not an empty mental exercise. It is the key to unlocking the door to your desires. You might wonder, how can feeling something change my reality? The answer lies in the great secret of life. Feeling is the secret. Your subconscious mind does not understand logic or reason, it only understands feelings. Whatever you impress upon it in a state of feeling, it must bring forth into your experience. And so to solve every problem, we must adopt the practice of revision. Revisit every troubling memory, every failure, every hurt, and change it in your imagination. Rewrite the past, not by denying it happened, but by giving it a new meaning, a new outcome. As you do this, you will find that the chains of the past fall away, and with them the power those memories once held over you. You are God in action, a creative force shaping reality through your thoughts, assumptions, and feelings. The power that creates galaxies is within you, but it acts only as you direct it. There is no one to change but yourself. All the people in your life, all the circumstances, even the very conditions of the world around you, they are nothing but reflections of your inner beliefs. If you desire change, you need only change your concept of yourself. Believe in the unseen. Have faith that the invisible assumption you hold within is more real than the physical evidence around you. The world of appearances is slow to catch up, but it must follow the inner shift. Persist without doubt. Continue to hold fast to the assumption that your desire is fulfilled, regardless of what your senses tell you. And watch as your world begins to shift. The power is yours now and always. You have but to claim it. Imagination is the only reality. Use it wisely, and there is no problem in life that cannot be solved. Imagination is not just a fleeting thought or a daydream, it is the very fabric of reality itself. The world we experience, the circumstances, people, and events we encounter are not independent of us. They are shaped, molded, and brought into existence by the images we hold in the mind. Imagination is the creative force behind all that is seen. When we say that imagination is the only reality, it means that what you vividly imagine and believe with feeling becomes your life. The power of imagination is such that it takes the formless, the intangible, and transforms it into something tangible, something concrete. The limitations that appear to bind us in this world, whether they be financial struggles, relationship difficulties, or physical ailments, are not insurmountable barriers, but reflections of the boundaries we place on our own imagination. Every single thing you experience in your life begins first in the mind. Think of the times you've imagined worst-case scenarios and they've manifested, or the times you've nurtured positive thoughts and they've come to fruition. Your life is a mirror of your inner world, reflecting back to you the images you hold in your imagination with conviction. This is not a theory or a philosophy to be debated, but a law that governs the fabric of existence itself. This is why the change must always begin within. There is no point in trying to manipulate or control the external world, because it is merely a reflection of the internal. If you want to experience a different reality, you must first change the assumptions that are driving the current one. When you shift your inner state, when you let go of limiting beliefs and embrace new, empowering ones, the outer world will have no choice but to rearrange itself to match the new vibration you are holding. Every thought, every belief you entertain, sets into motion the forces that shape your reality. If you assume that success is difficult and far away, that assumption will harden into fact, and your outer world will mirror it. But the moment you assume that success is natural, easy, and inevitable, the world will reflect that back to you as well. Living in the end is the simple yet profound idea that the state of mind you hold right now should be the same as if your desire has already been fulfilled. It is not about hoping, wishing, or waiting for something to happen in the future. Instead, it is about assuming the feeling of your desire as if it is already a fact. This shift in consciousness is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. When you live in the end, you align yourself mentally and emotionally with the reality you seek to create. You are no longer looking forward to it as something distant or separate from you. Instead, you inhabit it internally, and this state of being creates the conditions for its outward manifestation. Your subconscious mind accepts the state you dwell in as truth, whether it's physically present or not, and begins to arrange circumstances in alignment with that state. The secret lies in understanding that your assumptions are the cause and your experiences are the effect. Too often we look at the outer world and believe that it has power over us, that circumstances dictate our thoughts and feelings. But in truth, it is the other way around. Your inner state, what you believe, what you assume to be true, creates your outer reality. The moment you change your assumptions, the world must shift to reflect that new state of mind. This is why the change must always begin within. There is no point in trying to manipulate or control the external world, because it is merely a reflection of the internal. If you want to experience a different reality, you must first change the assumptions that are driving the current one. When you shift your inner state, when you let go of limiting beliefs and embrace new, empowering ones, the outer world will have no choice but to rearrange itself to match the new vibration you are holding. Every thought, every belief you entertain sets into motion the forces that shape your reality. If you assume that success is difficult and far away, that assumption will harden into fact, and your outer world will mirror it. But the moment you assume that success is natural, easy, and inevitable, the world will reflect that back to you as well. Living in the end is the simple yet profound idea that the state of mind you hold right now should be the same as if your desire has already been fulfilled. It is not about hoping, wishing, or waiting for something to happen in the future. Instead, it is about assuming the feeling of your desire as if it is already a fact. This shift in consciousness is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Your feelings are the true creators of your reality. It is not enough to simply think positively or affirm success. You must feel success. You must feel the joy, the satisfaction, the peace that comes with having already attained your desire. Only then does your subconscious mind accept the thought as real and begin to bring it into form. It is important to understand that feeling is not forced. You do not have to strain to create a specific emotion. Instead, you cultivate the feeling naturally by imagining the outcome you desire and allowing yourself to experience it fully, as if it is happening now. The mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined when emotion is present. The subconscious accepts the feeling of the wish fulfilled, whether it exists in the physical world or not, and it goes to work to make it real. The connection between feeling and destiny is absolute. You are always creating, whether you are aware of it or not, through the emotions you carry with you each day. If you live in a state of constant frustration, fear, or lack, that is the reality you will continue to experience. But if you consciously choose to feel abundance, peace, and fulfillment, you will see those qualities reflected in your life. Ultimately, your feelings are the architects of your destiny. The outer world may seem rigid, fixed, and unchangeable, but it is malleable, fluid, and shaped by the invisible forces of your inner world. And at the core of that inner world is feeling. What you feel deeply and consistently must become your reality. There is no other way. Revision is power, a tool that allows you to reclaim the past and alter its influence on your present life. The experiences you have lived through, the memories you carry, these are not fixed or unchangeable. They are subject to the same creative force that shapes all reality: imagination. What you experienced in the past only holds the meaning and power you continue to give it. And through the process of revision, you can rewrite those experiences, changing how they affect your current reality. When you revisit a past event in your mind, you are not merely reflecting on it, you are engaging with it actively. The mind, especially the subconscious, does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. To your subconscious, whatever you vividly reimagine becomes the truth. This is why revision is such a powerful tool. By mentally returning to a moment of pain, failure, or disappointment and imagining a new outcome, you impress a new version of that memory upon your subconscious mind. And because your subconscious holds no concept of time, it accepts this new version as if it has always been true. The key to revision is not just in revisiting the past, but in changing it. You take the same situation, the same scene, but instead of reliving it as it originally happened, you rewrite it in a way that aligns with your highest good, your deepest desires. If you were hurt, you imagine instead that you were healed. If you failed, you imagine that you succeeded. You don't just think about this new outcome, you feel it. You immerse yourself in the emotional reality of this new memory, experiencing the relief, the joy, or the peace that comes with it. By doing this, you are effectively altering the cause of many of your current conditions. The events of the past are the seeds that have grown into the circumstances you now face. When you revise the past, you uproot the seeds of negative outcomes and plant new seeds of success, happiness, and well-being. The subconscious mind, which governs the majority of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, begins to operate from this new memory, and your outer world must shift to reflect the change. This process of revision is especially powerful when applied to habitual patterns. Many of the challenges you face in the present stem from repeated experiences in the past that have created strong emotional impressions. These impressions solidify into beliefs, and those beliefs continue to shape your life. By revisiting those formative moments and rewriting them, you break the cycle. You free yourself from the influence of negative memories and open the door to new possibilities. It's important to remember that revision is not about denying or escaping the past. It is about reclaiming your creative power. You are not a victim of your memories, you are the creator of your reality. The past, no matter how painful or limiting, does not have to dictate your future. You have the ability to transform any memory, no matter how deeply ingrained, through the power of imagination. This power of revision extends beyond the self. Relationships, too, can be transformed through revision. If you have experienced conflict or misunderstanding with someone, you can mentally revise those interactions, imagining peace and harmony where once there was discord. This dynamic operates on the principle that internal conviction shapes external experience. Your belief in the unseen creates a mental and emotional framework that attracts and organizes circumstances, people, and events in alignment with that belief. The internal reality you hold serves as a blueprint for the external reality that begins to unfold. For instance, consider someone who believes strongly in their own success, even before it is visible in their career or finances. This belief drives their actions, decisions, and interactions, setting in motion a series of events that eventually bring their unseen success into view. The belief, while initially invisible, becomes a driving force that shapes their external reality. The power of faith in the unseen lies in its ability to shape your perception and experience. As you maintain faith in your desired outcome, even when it is not yet visible, you align your inner world with that outcome. This alignment influences your outer world, bringing what was once invisible into manifestation. Your inner belief and faith act as the guiding force that directs the unseen into the realm of the visible, transforming potential into reality. The law of assumption is the principle that by assuming a new state of being, you compel the world around you to conform to that inner state. This law operates on the understanding that your outer experiences are a direct reflection of your inner reality. When you adopt a new state of being, whether it's a belief, an identity, or a condition, you align the universe to reflect this new state in your external world. Assuming a new state of being involves more than just thinking about it. It requires fully immersing yourself in the feelings and beliefs associated with that new state. You must embody this new state internally, feeling as though it is already true. This emotional and mental alignment with the desired state begins to shift your external reality to match your inner world. For example, if you assume the state of being successful, you begin to think, feel, and act as someone who is successful. This assumption influences your behavior, decisions, and interactions, leading you to attract opportunities and circumstances that reflect this success. The outer world responds to this shift in your internal state by reorganizing itself to align with the new assumption. This process operates on the principle that your subconscious mind accepts the state you assume as reality. When you assume a new state of being, your subconscious mind begins to accept and work with this assumption, shaping your experiences and interactions to match it. The shift is not just a superficial change, it affects your entire vibrational frequency, which in turn affects how you interact with and experience the world. The law of assumption highlights the power of mental and emotional alignment. To assume a new state of being is to direct the creative forces of the universe to manifest that state in your reality. The more vividly and consistently you embody this new state, the more it influences your outer circumstances. The world must shift to reflect the new internal reality you have created. This principle also implies that any change you wish to see in your life must start with an internal shift. Instead of focusing on changing external conditions, you change your internal state, and the external conditions will follow suit. By assuming the state of being you desire, you set into motion the necessary changes in your external reality to bring it into alignment with your new state. The impact of this law is profound because it places the power of transformation in your hands. You are not subject to external forces, but are a creator of your reality. When you assume a new state of being, you harness the law of assumption to shape and influence your life experiences, creating a reality that mirrors your inner state. This law underscores the importance of self-awareness and intentionality. To effectively use the law of assumption, you must be conscious of the state you are embodying and ensure that it aligns with your desired outcomes. The more you embrace and live from this new state, the more the world rearranges itself to reflect it, demonstrating the direct connection between your inner assumptions and your outer reality. Persist without doubt means to maintain unwavering belief in the fulfillment of your desire, regardless of what external circumstances might suggest. This principle emphasizes the importance of steadfastly assuming that your desire is already realized, even when the external world seems to present evidence to the contrary. To persist without doubt involves a continuous, deliberate focus on your desired outcome. You must hold firm in your assumption that your desire is already fulfilled, regardless of any current lack or delay in its manifestation. This unwavering belief acts as a powerful force that influences and shapes your external reality. When you persist, you are not simply wishing or hoping for your desire to come true, you are living in the state of its fulfillment. You immerse yourself in the feeling and belief that your desire has already been achieved, allowing this inner state to guide your actions, thoughts, and interactions. This persistent assumption reinforces the reality you wish to create, directing the flow of creative energy toward manifesting it. The process of persisting without doubt requires a conscious effort to ignore or reframe any contradictory evidence presented by the external world. Instead of reacting to current conditions or setbacks as evidence of failure, you continue to affirm and embody the state of having already achieved your desire. This persistent assumption gradually influences your subconscious mind and, by extension, the external circumstances. The more consistent and intense your focus on the fulfillment of your desire, the stronger the influence you exert over your reality. Doubts and conflicting thoughts can undermine your efforts, but by remaining steadfast in your assumption, you counteract these negative influences and reinforce the positive outcome you seek. Your persistent belief creates a powerful alignment between your inner state and the external reality. Persisting without doubt is about cultivating a mindset that remains unaffected by temporary appearances. When you assume your desire is fulfilled, you project confidence and certainty into the universe, which then aligns circumstances and opportunities to bring about the fulfillment of that desire. This mindset must be maintained consistently, even when progress appears slow or obstacles arise. In practical terms, persisting without doubt involves regularly revisiting and reinforcing your assumption of fulfillment. This could mean visualizing your desired outcome, affirming your belief, and immersing yourself in the emotions associated with its realization. By doing so, you strengthen the internal reality of your desire, which in turn guides the external world to reflect this reality. Ultimately, the principle of persisting without doubt highlights the power of unwavering belief in shaping your reality. Your persistent assumption creates a strong, consistent force that influences the unfolding of events and circumstances. This ongoing belief and focus ensure that the world begins to align with your desired outcome, demonstrating the profound connection between your inner state and external experiences.